All right. So I'm not entirely sure how well the audio is going to be picked up from me talking to my camera like this, set on the dash of my car, just pointed at me. But my class got canceled today, so we're training chest early. And normally I would go after work, and fuck, pretty excited because that means I'm actually going to have some energy going into it, and I won't be kind of burnt from working my service job before going into train. So I have a full energy chest day, and it just so happens that the boy Matthew is able to slide with me. So I'm going to meet him there at Absolute Recomp for today. Food has been about the same, actually, from last week and my last check-in. Ben thinks I'm still getting leaner, despite my food not really changing or being too different. If I had to guess, I think the cardio is finally starting to kind of add up. Drugs are starting to saturate. I don't feel like shit like I did last prep at around this time. I remember being really hungry and really depleted at 10, 11 weeks out last time, but I feel great right now, and my strength is holding really well despite not being, I'm down like 15 pounds from the heaviest I was in the off season. I do want to talk though about taking the time to slow down a little bit. Not in like a take your foot off the gas and stop training hard, stop like prioritizing your goals kind of way, but oh fuck, it's so hot and Pedialyte clutched up. But in more of a sense of like, if you are so focused on your goals, which is a good thing, and kind of just going through the motions of what you're supposed to be doing day to day, whether it's school or gym or work or all of it, it's really easy to kind of get lost in that routine. And I don't think routine is necessarily a bad thing per se. I think having a good routine and structure is super duper important. But I think if you get lost in the monotony of a routine and fall into it a little too heavily, then that's how you get burnt out. You really need to take the time, however and whenever you can, to kind of slow down and appreciate the process of what you're doing, if that makes any sense at all. Like, I really don't like cooking at all. Meal prepping is probably the most tedious part of what I've got to do. Like, I could go and I could walk on a treadmill for fucking hours if I needed to, right? But standing there in the kitchen and cooking and doing dishes and like finding the time to do something that I think is so fucking repetitive and boring, yeah, it sucks. But if I find a way to make it more enjoyable for myself, regardless of what that looks like, maybe I'm playing with a new recipe or a sauce that's prep friendly, or doing something to where I'm still within my macros and still doing everything I'm supposed to, but without going and ruining like the routine and the established kind of flow that my body's been put into. Small little things like that, like focusing on what you're doing and really taking the time to appreciate what would otherwise be considered a monotonous task, I think goes a really, really long way in helping you kind of enjoy what it is you're doing in something that is as heavy of a time commitment as bodybuilding is. You spend a lot of time doing things that are really boring, whether it's cardio or cooking. Finding yourself enjoying these things, or rather finding ways to enjoy these things, are how you avoid getting burnt out even when things are really difficult. Because like, I know 6 weeks from now, at the 4-week out mark, I'm going to be really hungry, I'm going to be tired as fuck, and I'm not going to have the energy that I do now to go to work or do school or like study or focus at 100% like I can now, or like I could 6 weeks ago. And knowing that I won't have that same kind of brain capacity or brain see, like, it's already happening now. Knowing that I won't have the same kind of focus and not drive, but knowing I won't have the same kind of focus or ability to be as locked in on all the other parts of my day-to-day life, it is a little scary because I remember how difficult it was to manage everything last time when food got really low and I was just like dragging and low energy the entire time. I was running on like sugar-free monsters and the dream. And I think one of the primary things that kind of kept me moving and kept me from burning out was slowing down and finding ways to appreciate what I was doing. So, like when I would do my cardio, I would call a friend, like a long distance friend on the phone or something. I would just find small ways to keep my brain engaged without being heavily overstimulated. Like I could stand there on a treadmill and I could scroll TikTok or whatever for hours on end, right? But I would find myself so just like fried, and it would be so much more difficult to do anything remotely meaningful or with any intent if I was just distracted the whole time, if that makes any sense. I think you really have to take a minute to slow down where and when you can, to put a lot of time, effort, and just presence into what it is you're doing. It could be conversations with people, or like even just driving right now. Like it would be very easy for me to just like phone everything out and drive to the gym on autopilot like I do normally, But I've been training with my boy Matthew a lot, and we normally carpool. It's just today, like I'm meeting him there because of our schedules and I've got work after. So, but yeah, normally we'll have a conversation or just like fill time in a way that isn't as wasted, I guess. It's just like downtime, driving, doing nothing, trying to be present with people that you can talk to and really appreciate for conversation or just presence, is that in itself is kind of a gift. And I think if there's somebody in your life that you are thankful for, whether it's a family member, a close friend, a distant friend, anyone really, I think appreciation is a lost art where we don't really go out of our way to thank people for being in our lives or really expressing gratuity for things that I think we should. And I think being in a position where I can do the things that I do, I can go to school, I can work, I can eat a clean, balanced diet. That's a really, as much as I hate not being able to go pig out at Chili's or something because I'm focused on prep, I still have the ability to go and eat clean and have nutritious foods at the ready, As much as I hate cooking, I still have the ability to cook, and I still have the ability to be there for me or for people that I care about, cook for other people, And knowing that I have the privilege to be able to do so, I think makes me more joyous in the repetitive actions that I go through on a day-to-day basis. Like I look at my breakfast and it's been the same thing for the last, I don't even know how many weeks, but it's cream of rice, some eggs, egg whites, and a banana. And if I just like look at it, it looks really sad. But I've found that I really like that meal, not because it's particularly delicious or anything, but rather it kind of starts my day off on a note where it's like, okay, I got up and I got moving. I did something, like I took the time I weighed out my food. I took the time to cook breakfast. I had a nice, nutritious, clean meal, like nothing overly like processed, nothing overly shitty for me, And having a small win and something small to be grateful for first thing in the morning or first thing in the afternoon if I decided to sleep in, it's a really good way to get the ball rolling and a really good way to kind of stay on top of your goals. Because I feel like if you can do that, like right off rip, then you're in a good spot, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. And that's a good way to go about it, Anyway, I've been rambling and ranting. I'll cut it down. Like it's like a 10-minute recording right now, but I'll cut it down to something more manageable, something more bite-sized, and only take away the key important parts from this. But yeah, we are 10, 11-ish weeks out Strength's still there, food's good, I'm not terribly hungry. Let's get this fucking chest day underway. I'm really excited.
I'm a puppet on a string, Tracy Island, time traveling diamond, could have shaped heartaches to come to find you for in some velvet morning. Years too late, she's a silver lining, Lone Ranger riding through an open space. In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy, cause here isn't where I wanna be, and satisfaction feels like a distant memory, and I can't help myself. All I wanna ever say is, are you mine? Well, are you mine? Are you mine? Are you mine? Oh, I guess what I'm trying to say is I need the deep end, keep imagining meeting wished away. Entire lifetimes unfair, we're not somewhere misbehaving for days. Great escape, lost track of time and space. She's a silver lining, climbing on my desire, and I go crazy, cause here isn't where I wanna be, and satisfaction feels like a distant memory, and I can't help myself. All I wanna ever say is, are you mine? Well, are you mine? Are you mine? Are you mine? And the thrill of the chase moves in mysterious ways. So in case I'm mistaken, I just wanna hear you say you got me, baby. Are you mine? She's a silver lining, Lone Ranger riding through an open space. In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy, cause here isn't where I wanna be, and satisfaction feels like a distant memory, and I can't help myself. All I wanna ever say is, are you mine?
Alright, y'all, this is the most nitty-gritty, the most real representation of what prepping is like in, at least in my shoes, and what it's like right now, and doing it in the, fucking hell, I can't work a camera to save my life, it would seem, and what it's like to actually kind of live that life, I guess. So last time I talked to the camera was before my workout with Maddie that I will throw in here. Probably I got told today that people want more like full workout videos and not just like, I'm gonna make the edits still because it's fun for me. I'll probably put them at the beginning and end like I did with the last video that I made. But I do want to do more like personal video diary-esque stuff just because this is it's an odd lifestyle for sure. It was really eye-opening to find out that a lot of people don't live like that, and I guess I'm just like stupid or something and assumed people did, but don't. But yeah, the last time I talked to a camera, like one-on-one, you to me to you, was on my way to the gym to train with Matthew. We hit chest and some shoulders and a little bit of triceps, like a pretty standard push day. I was on a little bit of a time crunch because I had to make it to work, which we did. I am doing this prep while working 2 jobs, and I do my online coaching. reach out to me if you're interested. But since the last time I talked to the camera, I had one of these when I got to work, which was my chicken, rice, broccoli kind of angle. I had one of them when I got to work. I clocked in, it was dead for about an hour, so I sat down and enjoyed that with some sriracha and soy sauce, which are my 2 low-cal sauces of choice right now. I've got another one that I prepped beforehand, and before I left, I threw some sriracha and soy sauce on top of it. So I'm gonna give it a good mix, and it's currently 9:10, 9:15. I had the last table of the night, and they didn't leave till like a little after we closed, so I was kind of holding down the fort for a little bit, just me and my manager, while we waited for everyone to clear out, and I was cleaning and handling all that. But upon finishing said shift, our day is not over. I trained, I went to work, but I still have a lot to do in regards to competition. I'm gonna slam this, and then I'm probably gonna text Matthew or some other one of my friends, and we are going to, if I can't get a hold of anyone, I'm gonna do it by myself, but it has to be done. I'm gonna slam this, I'm gonna go home, and I'm going to change, and then drive to the UNT rec so that I can use the stairs or treadmill for about an hour and get my steps in. Because we are, as tired as I am, I'm not so tired that I'm gonna like shit on the goals and kind of ambitions that I have for myself. I don't know what nationals is gonna look like, but I'm taking it a lot more serious than I did the Ronnie, because I just kind of convinced myself in my head that the Ronnie was 1, and then when I got 2nd, it was like, oh shit, I could have done more, you know, like I could have handled a couple extra steps, I could have used like a lower calorie sauce, I could have whatever, right? As of right now, I'm doing everything to the best of my ability, and it is really fucking hard, because at my restaurant, that food's good, and if it's up for grabs, it's like hard to say no to. I won't lie, if there's like some low-cal like fish or a sushi roll that gets sent back that's like nothing but fish, I'm fucking it up. I get hungry, but I'm staying away from anything fried or overly sauced or like exceptionally fat or carb heavy. I think if I'm gonna cheat on my diet, I don't think it's the end of the world if it's like a little bit of really lean tuna or some like what's that called, flounder or something. Like if it's a sashimi cut of just some like nice expensive fish, I'm not gonna waste that, and it tastes good and it's really lean. So damn, I wish this chicken tasted like gourmet tuna, but we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm gonna house this, I'm gonna go home, change, I'm going to cook up my ground beef meal that I'm gonna have when I get back, and then I have a bowl of yogurt meal that I'm gonna have before bed. I'll probably film me making both of them. I don't have it with me, but I have a little scale that my mom got me that like folds up, and I keep it in my locker here at work. And I think all the cooks and like everyone just like stares at me like I'm fucking crazy, because I'll pull out a scale and just start weighing. Like, I'll just make my chicken if I work here, because then I get there and I just weigh out the rice that's already made and is like free, so I don't have to cook it at home. But I've been pretty on top of my shit lately, so I'm juggling what I can and managing everything to the best of my ability. And it's not an easy thing to do. Like, I think from the outside perspective, it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, you know, all you have to do is walk for X amount of time and eat these things and train. And they're all things that I would be doing anyway, but having them be super specific and like having them be something that you have to do as consistently as you can, while also not really being allowed to go do other things that you might want to in favor of. Like tonight, I would much rather hop on the game with my boys and run some fucking Valorant or some Counter-Strike or something. but I'm gonna go and be walking on a treadmill for the next 45 minutes to an hour after I finish this and drive home for about half an hour. So I probably won't be in bed till like a little after midnight. Luckily it's Thursday and I don't have a major responsibility till I have to work tomorrow at 4, so I've got some downtime tomorrow. And I'll train tomorrow early afternoon. I'm hitting back. And yeah, I mean, I would never complain about this life that I've been given. I'm really thankful to get to have been in a position where I can do this, you know, make videos and pursue something that I think has merit and weight to it. And there are people that like seeing me do this, you know. I think that's a lot. It means a lot to me, you know. I know like my YouTube videos don't garner as much attention as like some of my other socials do, and it's been a little bit since anything I made on Instagram did like super well, and that's disheartening a little bit, but I'm still doing it because I enjoy it. And when I do get a message on Instagram like here and there where it's like, oh, you motivate me to do X, Y, and Z, or if I get told that by somebody, it's like, holy shit, you know, like there are people in your corner that are applauding you and cheering you on even if it doesn't feel like it. And whenever like I really don't want to do something, I kind of think about those people, and that's kind of what moves me and gets me to make it happen. So yeah, it's 9:15. I'm gonna house this, get back on the road, and I've got some steps to do. So I will see you if I decide to make another talking segment. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video.